All right, looks like I'm live. Hey, happy Friday. How's it going, guys? And I say how's it going at the beginning of every video, and I mean it, but tonight I really mean it. How's it going? How are you guys doing? And I've talked to a lot of friends, my YouTube friends on here, family, people around town, and from what I understand, a lot of people aren't doing so good. And you should keep your chin up, and I'll try to offer you as much encouragement as I can, but I'm still going to tell you guys the truth. And the facts are, I understand that a lot of you aren't feeling so hot because of what's going on right now. So try to have each other's back. Try to just stay strong, okay? Because there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm not going to be able to truly express exactly what I feel because we're on YouTube right now. Hey, Susan. And I'm watching channels much bigger than mine, people with a lot more power than me getting banned for even saying anything. In fact, in the last 2 weeks, my views have gone down over 90%. Many days that I had a net loss of subs for the day. With a lot of people still coming into my videos saying, good job, great video, man. We love the fight. We're glad that you're encouraging us. So I'm going to need you guys' help a little bit. And I'm not going to beg you for money, although you can support me on Patreon and in the super chat here. Share these videos with your friends on your social media. Let people know that we're still out here, because the only thing worse than having an election that doesn't really look like an election to me, that's why it says not an election, because I didn't see an election happen. The only thing worse than that is for them to continue to isolate us more to where we can't hang out together, because big tech is in on the fix, guys. It's not just me. I've talked to so many other YouTubers. Basically, the bigger your channel is, if you were at 1,000 subs, they'd stifle you a little bit. If you were at 5,000, a little more. But especially once you start getting 25,000 and bigger, they've just been hammering us on here. I want to do a lot more gun reviews for you guys in the future, and I'm really going to be focusing on that as fall turns into winter here in Michigan. I have footage of gun reviews, and I do want to talk about guns. I do. Just I'm wanting to talk about our country a little bit more lately. So if you guys want to help me out, just share the channel with your friends. If you want me to get more cool stuff, okay? My Amazon link down in the description. It does help. I get a small percentage, and if you guys actually use it for all your Amazon purchases, it is going to add up where I can get that new pistol or maybe a little bit of ammo, because a little bit of ammo costs a lot right now. So I don't usually ask you guys, but there's some stuff you guys can do totally free to help me, because Susan's just hammering this channel worse than I've ever even thought possible right now. So I appreciate it, guys. But back to how I started it off. Election 2020. I've seen so many things, and we'll talk about it. I'll read your chats and see what you guys want to talk about, but I don't really quite think I saw an election in the truest sense. I think I saw it where the vote counters. Again, what determines an election? The people who cast the votes or the people that count the votes? It's a good question, isn't it? Now, people say it was a Joseph Stalin quote. I don't know. That quote's been attributed to actually many people, to be honest with you. However, it's still a proverbial saying that means a lot more right now than it probably has. The people that counted the votes, the media, the fake news, the mainstream media, big tech. They're very powerful. But no doubt, I'll just get it out in the open. There's a clear-cut winner. I can guarantee you who won the election of 2020. Now, I'm going to get flagged just for saying that. You're not allowed to say who won. Because hold on a minute, though, Susan. Susan, just give me a minute here. I'm not even going to send you flowers tonight because I'm not too happy. However, I don't think Biden himself or Trump himself won the election. I think it's pretty clear the winner was unanimous, and it is, they call it about 40 things. I like to call it the Kung Flu. Flu 2020. The flu won. The flu of China, from China. They started polarizing our country. They started taking away our God-given liberties, natural rights endowed by our Creator, as our founding document clearly states. They started taking that away this year, and they wanted to see how much they could take. And here's what I think happened. I think they took it so easily, and people were so quick to just run to the trough as fast as they could. Thank you, mister. Could I please have another? Just please take a little more of my rights. Look, it's the same argument they've always done. Do you guys remember back in 94 when they did the assault weapons ban? The big prevailing argument was if it just saves one life, we'll get rid of as many guns as we need to. Heck, let's just get rid of all the guns. If it saves one child, do it for the children, right? Meanwhile, they're killing lots of children who never got to enjoy any of their rights as human beings. But I've never said they weren't hypocrites, because they always are, of course. So they go through, and they've been telling us what they were going to do for a long time. And I mentioned this flu. Look, it has the same symptoms as regular flu type A and B. All of them are the same till you get to like the very last one. Go look at that Catherine Henry stream. God bless Catherine, too. Shout out to her. She's been arrested. She's been publicly humiliated. Last time I talked to her, she's still hurt. Look, they're messing with our YouTube accounts. They're messing with our Twitter accounts. They're hurting people right out in public. I saw 3 large men manhandle, and she's hurt, my friend Catherine. So I doubt she's watching right now, but any of her friends out there, keep praying for her. She went through a lot, but she'll make it through. She's pretty tough. But we talk about this flu of China, from China. China said a long time ago, they said, we'll take over the United States without firing a single shot. Did they just take over our country a couple days ago? I don't know. I'll ask you guys that. Did they already take it over before then? What do you guys think? Or did they just get one step closer and it's impending doom and they're going to take us no matter what? Or are we going to stick together and fend off this tyranny, regardless of where it comes from, whether it's of China, from China? Is it the Democrat Party? Do you want to blame them? I don't know. Heck, do you want to blame Trump? You can blame whoever you want. I don't care. But I will tell you this. I've watched this year. They call it mail-in ballots, ballot harvesting, things like that. I've seen things that are not normal for elections, and for good reason, too. I saw all of it, guys. I saw Michigan was ahead 6 points, and then everyone went to bed. They said, go home, nothing to see here. We're done voting for the night. And then at 4 a.m., notice that, 4 a.m., because Trump had just said the night before. Look, did he maybe misspeak a little bit? I understood what he meant, okay? He probably just should have said it a little bit better, but who cares? They're going to misquote him no matter what he says. So I'll take that back. Who cares how he said it? But he said, I don't want them counting votes at 4 a.m. What he meant by that is, I don't want them to take votes that are still getting cast and coming in, like ballots being filled out at 4 a.m. I think it's pretty clear that's what he meant. Well, sure enough, the next night, 4 a.m., in a place called Detroit, Michigan. It's called TCF Center, but they call it Cobo if you're from around here like me. 138,000 ballots came in. All of them, every one of them, was for Biden. The Harris-Biden administration, all of them. Now, I get it. They said there's going to be a red mirage. It's going to look like Trump's winning. It's going to look like he's winning. Republicans are going to declare victory, but then the mail-in ballots are going to come in. You're going to see the numbers shift. That's what they tried to warn us. Now, I have 2 problems with this, and let me know if I'm nuts or if you guys see where I'm coming from. First of all, just because they predicted a while back that they were going to be lying and rigging it, does that make it true? Usually, if you're ever setting up any kind of scheme, you start off by spoon-feeding it to people. It's like when you put that frog in a pot of just warm room temperature water, and then you turn the burner on. The frog never jumps out, because it's just so gradual and it just keeps getting warmer and warmer and warmer. And then in the last second, by the time his body's nerves react and he realizes, oh crap, I'm getting boiled to death, and he tries to jump out, he can't because there's been so much damage from the heat. His muscles aren't working well enough, and then he very quickly dies. So were they just sitting there turning up the burner all year? I don't know. But I'm going to argue in the contrary. Let's just assume they were right. Let's just assume all these mail-in ballots we're going to come in for the Harris-Biden administration. Look, Biden doesn't know where he is. Where am I? Where am I? I'm Joe Biden, and I'm running for the United States Senate. I mean, this is seriously what we had running. He walks up here. Whoa, honey, where? This is my daughter. This is my wife. Oh, this is my daughter. This is my wife. You guys saw this, right? You saw it more than once. Pretty much every time he came out. He doesn't even know who he is. This is the Harris-Biden administration. This is the flu, okay? With Harris running as the flu's vice president. Flu 2020. So let's just say this. The vast majority, let's just say like 70% of the ballots would go to the Democrat from the mail-in. I'm not saying that that's true. I'm arguing in the contrary. Just give them that for this argument. What are the odds? What are the odds that all 138,000 ballots went just for Biden? Not even one for Joe Jorgensen? Not even one for Donald Duck? Because last time I checked in Michigan, there were a couple thousand ballots that had write-in other, meaning they weren't even part of the official write-in campaign. I think you guys know this, but it's not a joke. There are literally people by the thousands every year that write in Donald Duck or Mickey Mouse on their ballot. True patriots that just don't even bother being informed enough to go in, so they write in Donald Duck. 138,300 and something odd votes came in Michigan in the middle of the night. Not even one? Not even one? Well, that's easy to explain. We told you months ago. It's just going to be a red mirage. It doesn't matter if Trump wins or not. He can win all day long, but no matter what, as the AG in Pennsylvania said, we will keep counting until Biden wins. He said once every vote's counted, Biden will win the state of Pennsylvania. So if you go look at Pennsylvania, Trump was in the lead. Then 4 a.m, night before last, a big dump came in, as they call it. They call it a dump. Isn't that like a nice word? A big vote dump came in. They were coming in, filling their coolers full of them, filling their whatevers full of them, filling anything you could think of full of them, coming in the heat of the night. And you watch the gap narrow. Then there was one last dump in Pennsylvania just early this morning. Just like the AG predicted. Now, keep in mind, he's not a pollster. He's somebody with a lot of power in the state, right? As predicted by somebody that actually had the power and influence to actually sway an election, in my opinion, and many other people's. He predicted that as long as every ballot was counted, Biden would win Pennsylvania. And note what he said, too. The devil's in the details. I mean, it's right in front of our face, but you actually have to listen because these people are so brazen and emboldened now, they'll just tell you straight up what they're going to do. They don't even need to hide it anymore. They're just like, yeah, we're going to screw you right in front of your face. There's nothing you can do about it. And that's what it looks like they're doing. He didn't say count all the valid ballots, all the confirmed ballots, all the checked ballots. Okay? You're supposed to have poll checkers, poll watchers. You're supposed to allow partisans to come in and watch. That's in the law, right? No, he said count all ballots. He never said they had to be valid. Go back and look at his tweets. He just said once you count all the ballots. Now we can go over to places like Nevada and look at all the large rolls of dead people that are now voting, as well as Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia, all of these different, they call them swing states, right? You're going to see the voter rolls. In fact, there were so many people looking on the Michigan.gov's website, looking up this site you could go, this part of the site you could go to look and see like the age of the people that voted and the dead people, that the website crashed. There were so many people going on there looking at it. Now, I'm made to feel, now I don't feel this way, guys. I'm strong enough to come on here and give my opinion, but I'm supposed to be made to feel that these are wild conspiracy theories. And if you even question any of this, you're just a wild conspiracy theorist and you're just a Trump right-wing extremist to even be talking about this, right? That's what they're supposed to make you think. But it's not just me that's questioning these. And if you're questioning some of this and thinking you're the only person, let me tell you, you're not. Because a whole big website crashed because so many people were on there researching the dead voter toll count. When a website crashes, that means there were a lot of people. So if you're one of those, and you guys, some people like to be out by themselves, and that's totally fine. But if you're one of those that kind of likes a little safety in numbers, trust me, it's not just you questioning these things. Then all of a sudden I find out today there's a software glitch in Michigan. Oh, how convenient. How convenient. Reminds me of Hillary's emails. It was just a little software glitch. But see, that's the problem. With all of that Hillary did, all of that with Benghazi, remember what she said? At this point, what difference does it make? Remember all that? Nothing ever happened to her. Is she in prison? I don't think so. Did they ever even find the emails? No, they didn't. They've been conditioning us for years now just to accept that this is totally normal. Do you guys remember a lady named Lois Lerner with the IRS after they had targeted all of the conservative groups? And there was a big congressional committee, and they proved beyond a reasonable doubt in the congressional proceedings that they used expert witnesses, all you guys remember all that. The Lois Lerner thing, the laptop. No, not the laptop from hell. Where's Hunter, by the way? Where's Hunter? No, the Lois Lerner IRS laptop. Oh, nothing to see here. We had a hard drive crash. Just a hard drive crash, not a big deal. Don't even worry about it. Now, if you don't keep all your tax papers for 10 years, you're in big trouble for you. You. Except for Susan. Hey, Susan. I'm sure Susan doesn't have to worry about that. But anyone else not named Susan watching this, don't worry about it. And that's what we were told in Michigan today. Just a software glitch, not a big deal. All it did is took this one county and flipped it 6,000 Trump votes over to Biden. I mean, of all the billions of ways. Look, this is called binary code, guys. It's all ones and zeros. Believe it or not, every sound you hear from me talking, everything you type in is still just a large amalgamation of strings of ones and zeros at its core essence. Trillions of them being put in random fashion so fast you couldn't even see it, right? What's the odds that it glitched? The millions of ways it could have glitched. You guys follow me here? But it only glitched. It only glitched to switch all of the Trump votes over in this certain county. Now, this is the one county they're admitting to, but we'll see as time goes on here. It just happened to switch every Trump vote over to a Biden vote. Now, why couldn't have it failed the other way? It's impossible that it could have flipped the other way, if you ask me. How could have it? Why isn't it that when Trump would put an executive action out helping restore some of the rights to the veterans, to the VA administration, because they were trying to take veterans' guns with an end around, how come when Trump had that typed up, when his staffer typed up that executive order, which was a legal order, it was actually a just order, it was an order that helped give the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness back to people that served our country. When they were typing that memo up, how come that laptop didn't fail? How come there wasn't an error in the software? I bet you could go find that laptop right now that the Trump staffer used to type that up. No, it's only when the shadiest possible stuff's going on. It's only when, if you could just find the laptop, if you could just find the software, it would completely and utterly prove it. That's always when it crashes. That's when the software fails. So there you go. You guys can decide for yourselves. Maybe it's all just completely and utterly reasonable. Maybe someone's going to make this argument. I can just wait for it. They're going to say, if you took a clock, a grandfather clock, and you busted it into such small pieces with a sledgehammer, you busted it into pieces beyond recognition. If you put it in the back of a pickup truck, people do make this argument. If you put it in the back of a pickup truck and drove down a bumpy dirt road and you drove long enough, now you'd run out of gas. Vehicles would be outlawed by then. Freedom of movement out of your home would have been outlawed by then too, because that's probably coming here in Michigan in the next week or two. But I digress. They're saying if you were to be able to drive long enough down this bumpy road, eventually the clock would somehow jiggle itself back together again in one piece and have the right time. I guess in the abstract that's possible, but in real life, it ain't going to happen. So I guess it's possible that every piece of software only ever glitches when it helps the Democrat Party, when it helps the deep state operatives, when it helps people trying to take our life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. It's just a coincidence that it only happens just with those people. But it never happens the opposite way. Like, could you imagine? Let me give you guys a hypothetical right now. If the NFA had a glitch in their computer and they said, oh, we had a glitch. We lost all the registry information for all of the machine guns, silencers, explosives, everything that's on the National Firearms Act, including all of your pistols, very soon. If, and I'm not going to say when, I'm going to say if, because there's still a lot more to play out here. If the Harris Biden administration takes place, all of your pistols, 200 round tax stamp. Remember your G2C, $600. 112 round mag, 200. The second one, 400. The pistol itself, 600. What do you think if they had a glitch with that mainframe and they lost all of the registry for the NFA? Do you think they'd come out and say, we had a laptop glitch, folks? The whole National Firearms Act was held on this one Palm Pilot, and we lost it all. Nothing to see here. All of you guys are exempt. It's all legal. Just go buy and make machine guns all day long. What's the odds that would happen? If you say zero, that just means you're smart. That'll never happen, and I've never seen it happen yet. I've never seen them repeal any of their authority. I've never seen them do anything to help any of us with a software error, with a laptop crash. No, it only crashes. It only crashes when it can be used against them to try to give us some of it back. Which leads me to my next point. The fact that we're even trying to get liberty back is just absurd because the government never gave us any of these rights. These are natural rights of God, of your creator. If you were created, whoever you believe created you, right? That's who gave you your natural rights. The government didn't give it to you. Why can't they take it away? But they have, and we've willingly given it up. We've eagerly given it up. And now every once in a while we beg for a crumb. But we never have a data crash that messes up in the opposite way. Just think about that for a minute. But that's their perfectly reasonable explanation as to why. As to why we saw large swaths of votes just come in. You fill in the number, 6,000 to 0, 238,000 to 0. Not even a Joe Jorgensen vote in there. Not even a Kanye West vote. I mean, with all due respect, somebody must have voted. There had to have been one person in Michigan, in the Detroit area, that voted for Kanye. I mean, the guy sold 30 billion records. He has to have a person that was a fan enough to at least write him in. Somebody must have voted for 2A EDU, right? Like I didn't vote for myself, but you guys know where I'm heading with this. It's literally insane. But don't worry about it. We warned you about it, they said. We warned you about it months ago. Yeah, they did. And China warned that they would take over the United States without ever firing a shot. If you want to look at history and what we were warned of. So I don't know. All right, let's see who's in here tonight. The Reptile guys. How's it going, man? Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it, man. I really do. I want to get more stuff for you guys. Thank you so much. Literally, like, I'm not just saying this to exaggerate, guys. I'd like to just show you, and there's some channels that do, but I've read, according to my terms and conditions, I'm not supposed to share my analytics. That's what Susan says. You can see the chart of all of my statistics, views, watch time, the little crumbs that they give for ad revenue. It was going along. Bing, 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 bing. Channel was totally growing. 2 weeks before the election, right down to the floor. Just bloop, 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 bloop. Days where by the end of the day, I'd have negative numbers. Like my YouTube analytics have looked lately like these votes in Detroit. It's like, well, hold on a minute. I got, 600 comments today from people watching the videos. But between all 600 people that watched it enough to, usually their comment will indicate something that shows they watched something, right? You got 500 views today on your whole channel, but you got 600 comments. Yeah, it's literally crazy. It's kind of funny. You look at the analytics of a big tech company, and they look just like not an election. Anyways, he says the last president to win the presidency without winning Florida was Nixon, and a lot of people believe he got the mob to rig the election in these swing states. So he's saying maybe it's always been rigged, or it has been for a while, and that's more than possible. I'm not going to doubt. I mean, why would I doubt that? I have no idea. Oh, let me scroll up here and see who's in here. I am looking at it from 950. We have Old Coasty in the house. What's happening? We've got Tap Rock and Roll. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Is everyone being nice to her? I said right off the bat, she'll be safe here. So you guys are making sure she's okay, right? Carl Kovacs, what's happening? He says, Carl says, heck, I take a dump every day. Biden hasn't won yet. So, yeah, dump can mean many things, right? We've got Catfish and Chris. What's happening? We've got Brandon Frady. Luigi Viking, Chuck R. What's happening, Chuck? We've got Brad Jackson Sr. I see somebody saying hi to Beretta Man. So does that mean Beretta Man's in here? We see S Fat Man. We see Biggest Blackest. We see Authorized Mike. And Authorized Mike, Biden did say, he said, it started in the Obama administration and continued. And we have built the most extensive voter fraud organization of all time. And he did say that. He did say that. There's Beretta Man. What's happening? We've got Brandon Frady. We've got Charles Smith. See, look, I'm going to go with my buddy Charles here. He says 138,000 ballot drop off for Biden. Crooked SOBs. Theoretically impossible. You would think. What do you think, Mateo? Michigan Watch. I already know where Michigan Watch is. What do you think, Michigan Watch? Is the fix in, or was this just all on the up and up? Just here. Here, let them eat cake. Just go. Here you go. I heard they legalized marijuana in some more states, so I guess just go smoke yourself silly and you won't care anymore. M.I. Crafter, what's happening? The Marshal. Let's see here. I already said hi to Chuck R, but I'll say hi to him again. He's a good one. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy, what's happening? Michelle LeDuc came in late. Well, I'm still here. I'm late reading your comments, so we're even, Michelle. How you doing? Bill Alexander, another Michigander. What's happening? Yeah, I'm going to go with Bill on this one. Roosevelt could not walk, and the press covered up for him. Yeah, out of respect for the office. Biden cannot talk, and the press covers up for him. Hello, Corn Pop was a bad dude. Now the children love me. I have hairy legs, and I would They go like this, and I can't even repeat what he said. Actually, I just realized I was going to imitate him, but I'm like, man, whew. I have a young child, and it just sends goosebumps just thinking about some of the stuff he said. Brad Jackson Sr., 100 to 200-year-old dead people. Yeah, I was talking to my wife, my lovely wife, right before the stream, and she was like, so they're finding all these people that were born before 1902 that voted for Biden in Michigan. I'm like, really? How many 119-year-olds do we have in Michigan? She's like, well, that's the funny part. I'm like, really? How many do we have, honey? You know? She's like, we have none. I said, so wait a minute. Many people over 119 have already been found on this website that crashed. So many people were using it. Many people were found over 119 years old. How many do we have, darling, that are over 119? She said, we have none. Wow. Don't worry about it. Nothing to see here. Just another software glitch. Don't worry about it, guys. It's all on the up and up. These are good people. You can't blame them. It was just some low-level computer programmer. Don't worry. He'll get a slap on the wrist when this is over. Don't even worry about it. Nothing to see here. The lowest level computer programmer. It was just an honest mistake. I mean, it's only the election software. I mean, it was in beta testing still. We had to beta test the software, people. Come on now. Pillbox Bunker, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you, man. A-Dubs, as always. Cassandra Marie, how's it going? You just missed me, kind of trying to tear you up, but probably, I don't know. Am I depressing you guys worse? Don't worry. We'll get to the tax stamp topic in a minute. So we'll talk about how much your taxes are going up. $7 a gallon gas, anybody? How does that sound? We'll get to some nice topics like that. TapRack, 70 million of us are questioning this. Questioning what? Shut up. You're dumb, sheep. Go lay down, TapRack. You're wrong. Nothing to see here. Low-level computer programmer. That's it. Question us. You must be a right-wing extremist. Look at her. Right-wing extremist. Now, you guys better know I'm joking. You have to be nice to her. She's my friend. But hey, she must be a right-winger. Mark Corby with a super chat. Thank you, sir. He said, did I get some rest? I know I did a video on my other channel. By the way, have you guys seen the other channel? Susan's actually letting that grow because it's small more than this one right now. It's called Patriot EDU. Now you can just type in Patriot EDU, or if you go to the 2A EDU page when the stream's over, you'll see my recommended channels. I'm recommending great channels on there like Tap Rack and Roll, Catherine Henry. But the first one I'm recommending is the Patriot EDU channel. No offense against Sarah, no offense against Catherine. That's the best one, but they're not bad either. So go over there. You'll see people like Ozark Yeoman on there. You know, I think I see Beretta Man on there from my suggested. So that's how you can find that channel. But yeah, I was laying there in bed and I'm like, all right. Ding, 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 4 a.m. Uh-oh, it was like this alarm. I wake up, I'm like, oh, it's 4 a.m. Am I a pumpkin? Not a pumpkin. Okay, we're good. Where's my slipper? All right, I found my slipper. So I'm still alive. I get up. Okay, hold on a minute. Let me flip the light on. Georgia? I'm looking again. You guys know how it is. You can still see the crust in my eyes in that video. I'm like, all right, my makeup person just left, earlier for the day. Biden's within 500 points of... No. And then I wake up and I just laid in bed and did the video. And indeed. So then like 20 minutes after that, I get an alert. I'm just laying back to go to sleep and bing, the Ozark Yeoman channel has posted because I like his channel and I have his alert set on and I'm like, wait a minute. Come on, Ozark. Come on, man. Corn Pop was a bad dude, but there's no way. And he says, it said something in the title. Biden has now taken the lead in the great state of Georgia. So I watched his video. Meanwhile, the fake news said, go to bed, guys. Nothing to see here. We're done counting for the night. No more counting. We'll be done for the night. Go home. Nothing to see here. Patriot EDU and Ozark Yeoman put out videos. He was actually presentable. He had all of his clothes on. I didn't have any clothes on, but don't worry. I just showed my face, but 2 channels with less than probably 1,000 subs combined or around that, right? They don't call them the fake news for nothing. In fact, I'm done calling them the fake news. Very fake news. Anyways, he says, did you get some rest, brother? You're dedicated, my friend. Not sure if I do a live chat from bed. God, country, hard work, and we must defend this Constitution. Well, thanks for your support, buddy. I appreciate it. For the super chat, but mainly just for those kind words, because I'm not anybody. I just literally was like, I woke up in the middle of the night at 4 a.m., like exactly, and saw this. I'm going to report on it because I don't know who else is. So it wasn't me being like anything special. It was just, I'm going to report on this because I saw it. I've been on it. Chuck R., what's happening? That's a nice bike, Chuck. Have I ever said that to you? I think I have. Maybe. Nice bike. What do you guys think? 2 T's in the house. More when we have the tea party in the Capitol. Okay, so tomorrow morning there is actually going to be a rally. My friend Rob, Livingston 2A, as in Second Amendment. They're good friends of mine. I did a post with Bob Bazat, which I'd like to congratulate. Bob Bazat did win a seat in the Michigan House of Representatives. I can't wait to go there and visit him in his new office. And I'm going to say, hey, Bob, congratulations. And then I'll hold him more accountable than anybody else of all time because we're such good friends. And he'd have it no other way. Trust me. But yeah, if you guys go to my community thing, you'll definitely see where I share one of the 2A Patriot for 2A Livingston channel. Now, this channel has like 20 subs, and they're out there just beating the street. See, they suppress all this stuff, guys. It's literally crazy. Channels that are people that are going out there literally doing much more than I am. Back to that previous chat. And they've got like 20 subs and like 12 views. But I have like negative views for the last 2 weeks somehow, or I don't know how. Essentially negative. I'm not trying to exaggerate. But yeah, it was crazy. But he just put out a tweet and it says, there's a little get together at the Capitol tomorrow. Make it if you can. So you guys will have to look up to get the exact details. But according to my friend with the 2A Patriot, he's on YouTube, like I said, Twitter. Not Facebook anymore because that got banned. So any of you in Michigan, apparently there's a little shindig at the Capitol. And I'm going to have to find out more because that was just breaking right as I was hitting the go live button tonight. So maybe we will have a little party over there. I wonder if Whitmer, where's Whitmer? Where's Whitmer? Where's Hunter? Yeah, it happened in more than just Michigan. Well, heck yeah. Like I said, okay, Michigan. Thanks for bringing this up. Reptile guy said it happened in more than just Michigan. 3 or 4 states have had large jumps for Biden, and the spikes do not show up anywhere but president. Yes. So I mentioned Georgia a few minutes ago. I was literally laying in bed. Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah. So Georgia. Now, what about Wisconsin? I know I have some people watching from Wisconsin, right? I think there was 112,000 votes came in. Again, dead of the night. Nothing to see here. Just go home, people. Go home. 112,000 to 0. Again, where was the one Kanye vote? I don't even listen to his music, but I'm under the impression he sold billions of records and he has a message that a lot of people agree with. Why didn't somebody vote for him? Where was that Joe Jorgensen vote? Now, Reptile Guys brings up another point I keep hearing about over and over again, and that is, what about all these congressional districts throughout the United States where they actually swung to the Republicans? The Republicans actually made up ground, meaning won more seats than they lost, took over incumbent Democrat seats in the U.S. House of Representatives. So you're telling me that all these people filled out their ballot, right? And I want Joe Biden for president, but Republican for everything else. Now, don't doubt there's a few people that did that, of course. This is a big country. Or is it what Reptile Guy says? But they only voted for the president. Nothing else. Just a whole ballot. Not straight ticket. No, just literally. The Harris-Biden administration. Why is that? Now, they're going to say, oh, it's just, there was a little bit of a software glitch. Perfectly normal. Don't worry about it. And then they'll say, but we warned you. We warned you months in advance. You knew about this, you idiot. That's what they'll tell us. You're just stupid. We told you months ago. Yeah, I agree. You told us you were going to rig this months ago. Yeah. Just because you keep repeating a lie doesn't all of a sudden make it truth, right? If I told you guys, look, I'm better looking than, let me find a couple good ones here. Because take your pick, I know which one I think's hotter, but I'll keep it to myself. I'm better looking than Linda Young, Michelle LeDuc, and Tap Rock and Roll. I'm better looking than all three combined every day of the week, 6 days from Sunday. And I kept saying it for the next 1 hour and 15 minutes. Would that make it the truth? Well, of course. Or would it just make it where nobody was watching and they're like, screw you? But with this, it's different. Just because they said, don't worry about it. It may appear Trump won. Trump may indeed have actually won. But don't worry about it. We're already telling you right now, Biden will come back no matter what. And they've been telling us that for months. Now, if Warthog was in, what's happening, man? Warthog 71, if you brought him into the mix, sorry, Michelle. Sorry, Tap Rack. He might get you, but I don't know. But you guys already know this. Linda for the win, though. Trying to make you guys laugh. Just make fun of me. Look, you guys have been depressed the last few days. Me talking about this probably isn't you bringing your spirits up. If all else fails, just laugh at me if it makes you feel better. Now, I wanted to give these fine-looking young ladies in the chat a chance because if I would have said, yeah, well, we already know. That's pretty obvious who would have won then. But anyways, Luigi Viking with a super chat. Thank you. Yeah, he says Biden is like Count Dooku, traitor to the Senate. Trump is Mace Windu trying to save the Senate. Yeah. You almost picture these people. They're out there battling, and all of a sudden they're like, I'm the winner. I'm the winner. I'm the winner. Then all of a sudden, whew, this vapor just appears. And it's like, psh, psh, just flicks them both like to another galaxy. And who's standing there? Well, nothing else. Nothing other than the Kung Flu. Clearly, the winner of not election 2020. Not even close. All this seems so small. We used to argue about little things. Do you guys remember that? We have to flip the United States Senate so we can get this infrastructure bill through. Can you remember there was actually a time in this country, long, long ago, in a land very, very far away? All right, come on, all you youngsters, listen here. In a time back, a long time ago, 8 months ago, we used to live in a country where things like infrastructure actually mattered. Really? Infrastructure? What's that? Just shut up. You're dumb. You don't need it. You have to stay in your house now. Okay. Back when we used to actually argue over things like gun rights. Gun rights? What's those? I thought the ATF got rid of them with the stroke of a pen. Shut up, dude. You're nuts. Could you imagine that? A time so long ago when we used to literally sit there and talk about, tax brackets and margins. They used to literally, elections would be decided on things like, read my lips, no new taxes. And then President Bush raised the taxes. People used to lose elections on things like taxes. We used to have fierce arguments in this country about things like Roe v. Wade. And some people would often say, look, I'm more of a Republican, but I'll still vote Democrat because of my views on things like Roe v. Wade or tax margins or things like that. In a time, a long, long time ago, 8 months ago, in a land far, far away, there was once a country called America where we actually did sit there and we'd say, well, we generally believe in these certain things, these core principles, but we'll argue about the nitty gritty. And that is a sign of a true civilized society where people actually do care about things like that. But you think about all the door knocking that would go on just to get your local state rep in office so that you could change the marginal tax rates. So that you could try to get a pro-gun bill passed. Like, let's allow us to have open carry like the government allows us to do anything. But you guys know what I'm getting at. We used to spend so much time thinking about things like that. And then at 4 a.m, like a thief in the night, 138,000 votes to 0 in the state of Michigan, 112,000 in the state of Wisconsin. It used to take people like the whole year and a half, 2 years to campaign to earn 138,000 votes. And they just came in the night like it was nothing. And I wasn't joking and being sarcastic when I said we used to actually vote for people and care about things like an infrastructure plan, which I would argue, why do we even need that now? Because I saw the Governor Pritzker, however you pronounce his name. Not good. He's a tyrant of Illinois. Just put out a press release today and said, yeah, he's definitely considering more draconian, extreme lockdowns. He's going to wait to find out what the final results are. But when Joe Biden is announced the winner, don't you like it how they word it that way lately? We're going to wait until they announce that Joe Biden has won. We're being patient. That's what CNN says. We're just giving you the straight news, guys. We're not going to make the announcement that Joe Biden's won until he's won. We're playing it cool. Notice what they said here. They didn't say until the correct winner's chosen. No. So the governor said, as soon as we find out here that Biden has indeed won, which they had all said that. Look at the AG of Pennsylvania. We'll keep counting votes. And once we counted all of them, Biden will win the state of Pennsylvania. And he did. And they promised you he would. Like, there wasn't even a debate, was there? Biden won the state of Pennsylvania before the vote was even cast, as predicted by their attorney general itself. But I digress. They think Biden won. They do. And when I say they, someone's going to come out. I love this. I love people nowadays. There's so many sick people out there. They'll come in and they'll say, 2A to you. You're a complete moron. You're an idiot. You're the stupidest guy ever. Who do you mean when you say they? And I'm like, well, hold on a minute. They. That all depends on what the definition of the word is. So when I say they, you guys can fill in the blanks who they are. Heck, maybe some of these people that have to ask. Isn't it kind of ironic? If you have to ask who they are, they probably is you. So For those of you wondering who watch this later or watching it right now, who does he mean when they say they? If you have to ask, it's probably you. I hate to say it. They already had it predicted. Now, I think we're ready to go into harsh lockdowns again. Lockdown's probably much worse. And that's why I wasn't joking earlier when I said, well, we even need infrastructure coming up here. Who needs a road if you can't travel on it, right? Does it even matter? See, I live in the Great Lakes state. Nobody could go boating. You couldn't boat if you had a motorized boat. Couldn't do it. Unless you were the governor's husband, then you could be yachting and sailing and going to your up north property as much as you want, which happens to be in the same county, I believe, as Senator Peters. You know, Senator John James had the lead, too, until 4 a.m. the night before last. The Michigan Republican senator. We were going to flip the Senate. Like a thief in the night. Right, Beretta Man? Thank you for the super chat. He said, short of the skinny is, they know there's fraud activity. They will get all their lawyers and find proof. And at the end of the day, nothing will be done. Do you know how bad I want to say? Do you know how bad I want to say, no, you're full of crap, Beretta Man? But how could I argue with him? Do you remember I can't argue with you, man, because you're right. I want to argue. Come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. But I can't. I can't because the lowest learner laptop, for example. Benghazi. At this point, what difference does it make? Said the 2016 presidential candidate that nothing's happened to at all, except for she's gotten a lot more rich. Braveheart says, how did Peters win that soon? Oh, he did. Right in the middle of the night. Just poof. JB Water, where's your papers? Show your papers. And that's exactly what they're doing. I did a video about that, where I said Gretchen Whitmer may have just helped Trump win the state of Michigan. It was the day before the election when she basically put in an edict, not a law, but an edict, a tyrannical, dictatorial edict that said you go into a place, it's called contact tracing. You go into your restaurant, your recreation center, other places, hair salon, tattoo parlor, even more than that. You have to fill out this paperwork. What time did you come? When did you go? Where are you? It's no longer fine just to say, what's your purposes, sir? Just freely moving about the country. That's no longer acceptable in the state of Michigan. Now it's halt. Who goes there? Show your papers. As the two with the jagged S's on their helmet with the tin can hat on walk up with their Mauser K98s. Halt. Who goes there? To the train car with you. 6 months in prison. The proprietor will face 6 months in prison if they don't take down all of the walking papers of each individual person who comes into their facility. And just think of that in this time, a long, long time ago in a land far away, we used to actually talk about things like infrastructure bills and marginal tax rates. And yeah. Now, right now, I put in there, I talked about new taxes, and we're going to watch gas go up if we can't get this sorted out real quick, if they can't get this fraud straightened out. Now, look, I'm not saying that Biden's won the presidency. If I ever implied that, I didn't say that. Look, the flu won the president. Flu 2020, it's over. The flu of China, from China, I call it the Kung flu, is the president of the United States, and it's the dictator of the world. With Fauci being probably close runner-up. Look, I believe they're going to find a bunch of fraud, like Beretta Man said. I hope they do something about it. I want people to keep their chins up, and you do need to keep supporting our president. We have a president in the United States right now, and his name is Donald J. Trump. Donald Trump is the president right now, regardless of what anybody says. And they've not declared a president-elect yet. Now, we all see where this is going. It was predicted that Biden would be the president-elect, but it was more than a prediction. There was people in high power that actually had the means to do it, saying he will be. So, Yeah, Biggest Blackest says Nancy Pelosi can become president, and indeed she actually can. Tractor Tech, are you serious, man? Says they have an app for us, Virginia, to track us in case you come into contact with someone that has the Kung flu. I don't have it. Yeah, I think you can use that too if you want to, if you feel like it. It's crazy, isn't it? Candace, how's it going? If I would have seen her here, I would have put her in the debate. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter. The best looking one of the stream is Lami, so Yep, and things are only going to get worse. It's going sideways. Yeah. I'm trying to think of something positive to say, guys. Wait till we get to the ammo shortage part here in a few minutes. That'll be the positive spin for the stream. When I predict that 9mm will be $2 a round for Full Metal Jacket coming up here in 2021, that'll be the positive part, okay? Does that sound good? What do you guys think? Daniel Daly, huh? What's happening, man? I know, isn't it funny how I worded that? In a time very long ago, in a land far, far away, there was this place called America, and it was 8 months ago. I go out anywhere without a mask on, people shaking their heads, even somebody earlier today pointing at me. And he's the reason why they're going to need to lock us back down. And I said, huh. And he's the reason right there. He chose it. He chose to breathe air today. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine actually attempting to breathe air in the year 2020? Couldn't imagine such a thing. Global government. Flu 2020. Authorized Mike primer shortages. No bueno. That's the thing people didn't realize until you really get into ammo, like what it's actually comprised of. They didn't need to ban the whole ammo thing. You can buy all the lead you want. Within reason, that everything's somewhat of a shortage. Humor me here, though. You can buy all the lead you want. But without that little primer, what are you going to do? I mean, you can get a box of matchsticks. You guys will see me next year. We'll be so desperate. I'll be like, matchstick shortage 2020. But yeah, all they had to do is get rid of the smallest piece of the ammo, the primers. Now, I've been hearing from a lot of people that before the election, they weren't selling it to any private retailers or wholesalers at all, saying it's just all military and police contracts only. I can't prove that. Just take that as hearsay right now. But I have heard it from like many people that I actually trust. So look it up yourself. It's going to be impossible to probably truly verify. But I will say this. It is verified that government contracts that you can look up on publicly available websites, they have gone through the roof. So it actually makes a lot of sense. Rick Nieper, what's happening, Rick? How you doing, man? Let me ask you, Rick. Do you remember the United States of America? Do you remember when? Hold on, Warthog. I'm going to put that up there. American ingenuity will find a way. Yes, sir. We need some more positivity. Does anyone have anything positive I can talk about? I want to talk about something positive. Let's see here. List of positive things we can talk about. Okay. We can talk about how the fix was in. Well, we've been talking about that. All right. Do you guys want to talk about all the tax stamps that'll be applied to our firearms? That sounds pretty fun. Price of gas next year? Tax cuts that will be taken away? This is if they continue with the fix. Look, I don't want to keep talking like it's a foregone conclusion that President Trump has lost. He has not lost. He has not conceded. And all these so-called Republican politicians need to really, really get in there and support him right now. I saw Chris Christie already flew the coop, so boo on him. I don't know if he's running for anything ever again, but if he is, Chris Christie's already turned his back as a traitor. So, yep. We can throw the bullets. Hey, Paul, how's it going, man? Yeah? Flintlock. See? American ingenuity. You're right. You can even, guys, take like soft stone, right? And you can rub it together enough to shape it into an arrow. And then when you kill the deer, you can take its tendons and dry them just right for the string. And then you can take a piece of properly seasoned and stretched wood and you can make a traditional bow. And you can use the sinew for the... You can. We could even have bows and arrows made out of nothing but nature. But here's the problem. If we proved we could be effective with those, they'd probably just classify them as an AOW or destructive device and add a $200 tax stamp on. Let's see here. I hope it can bring us together. Now, this is another thing people have been asking me. You know, speaking of getting together, they're like, what should we be doing right now? Well, you should have plenty of ammo right now. I don't know how to give you guys ammo advice. If you don't already have it right now, if you just want me to be totally blunt with you, you're in a tough place. Is it your fault that you just now decided to, exercise your Second Amendment rights? I don't know. We can go back and forth on that. We can say, yes, it is. No, it's not. I'm going to err on the side of liberty and say, no, it's not. Whatever. These rights were given to us by our Creator. You can choose to exercise them or not. And who am I to judge? So if you just decided to get into guns yesterday or a month ago, who am I to cast aspersions on you or to judge you? So I'm not gonna. But I am going to tell you this. It does suck right now. So if you had a choice, do you want to feed your children over buying ammo? I guess feed your kids first. That should be a no-brainer, right? But at the same time, I'd make sure that you do have the ammo that you need and the guns that you need, because two things are going to happen. Either A, they're going to declare Biden the president. And if they do, they'll riot in the streets, because really the riots and all that are about a much bigger picture than who's president. It's about, in my opinion, the communists and Marxists trying to take over the whole world, and America being one of the biggest last stands left for them to take over. And that's proven by all the foreigners that watch this channel that say, don't let them do it. We've already had them take us here in Europe, they'll say. What about the people that are of the minority race of South Africa that watch? I've got a small chunk of minority race people in South Africa. It's tough, really tough. They're rooting for us and for President Trump like crazy, right? So there'll be riots in the streets no matter what. There'll be a victory riot that'll destroy. But if Trump doesn't concede, and right now, from what I'm seeing, he better not concede. It's far from being over yet. And if he wins, they're going to frame it as he won by the courts. He won by a technicality. The mainstream media is going to say it's illegitimate. You guys already know that. That's a foregone conclusion. There's going to be some pretty heavy-duty riots. You have to remember, we've had the biggest ammo shortage I can remember in my whole life. Going on about 8 months now, and Trump's been the president the whole entire time. So, unfortunately, with how messy and muddy this has gotten, I have to say somehow, because it's not, there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen right now that I can't predict. We don't have control over. It's going to be in the hands of the courts, which I don't have a lot of hope for the courts, just to be blunt, but I'm trying to keep hope. I'm trying to stay positive, but I'm not going to bet my whole life savings on what the courts are going to do. Are you kidding me? Psst. So, I don't see there being any light at the end of the tunnel for this ammo shortage anytime soon. So if it comes down to this, let me just say this. Should I buy that new? What is it that people spend their money on nowadays? I don't know. I was going to say, should I go to the movies? But you can't go to the movies because they're all closed down and on lockdown everywhere. Flu 2020, don't forget that. The flu's the real winner in all this. In China. Russia. Where's Hunter? Is he in Ukraine, or is he in China, or is he in Russia right now? Maybe all three by the time we finish this stream. Imagine how many billions of dollars he's racking up right now. It's crazy. I don't know. You guys have to decide for yourself. Maybe if you're driving a a model year 2020 car and the 2021s are coming out. Maybe just keep the car you've got for another year and buy a little bit of extra ammo if you want my opinion. I don't see it getting any better. I want it to get better. I'm not trying to be negative, but that's my honest thing. Get it if you can, but I don't want to see you guys like losing your house or your kids starving. We still have to stay somewhat. You guys know what I'm saying, right? Denny's plant-based journey. What's happening, man? Thank you for the super chat. He says the Senate must keep Biden in check. If he shuts down the oil field, fuel prices and more will skyrocket. Me and 19 million out of work in this industry. Good luck to you, man. Well, good luck to all of us, because if gas goes up to $6, $7 a gallon, I don't know how I'm going to stay in business. I use fuel all day, every day with my business. I'm always filling up tanks of gas guzzling trucks, equipment, mixing the gas with the oil, the double dip, your 2-cycle equipment. I get it. And you work in the industry outright. They better keep something in check, because he said that he wants to end the oil and shale and natural gas, fracking, they call it, industry. So good luck to all of you guys. That's going to be tough, dude. Reptile guys, thank you again, man. I appreciate it. Tom Fitton, Judicial Watch, and Mark Levin both make very good points. And I think if the Supreme Court does their job, Trump will win. And I still think Trump's going to win, guys, but I don't want to promise you that, because I don't know. See, here's my thing. We can say the fix is in, the government, all this. Yes. We're supposed to be a government of the people, by the people, for the people, right? That will allow a government to exist only, right, with the consent of the governed. And when it becomes contrary to our means, our life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, right? It's our right and duty to abolish it. But you know what I'm seeing right now? I'm walking around southeastern Michigan, and I'll pass 500 people on a good day and 1,000 people on a bad day. I will pass 1,000 people in public, and I'm the only one not wearing a mask. I'm the only one driving in my vehicle not wearing a mask. And I'm passing 1,000 people down the road, and all I see is this. I see this, and I hear meh, meh, meh. And then I look up, and it looks something like this. Bah, 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 bah. So here's what I'm worried about. Is the government right now operating at the consent of the governor, the government of the people? Yeah. I think the government is operating under the consent of the people, because I'm watching a bunch of people around there bleeding and banging and walking around like this. And they go, that man right there, that man wearing the Second Amendment hat, he's the reason why she's going to have to lock us down again. Thank the Lord, they'll say. Probably using the Lord's name in vain, but I don't want to judge them. They'll say, thank the Lord that we have this governor that will lock us back down to save us from that man who dares to drive down the road in his vehicle without a mask on. That's what I'm seeing happening right now. So yes, I want to be optimistic. The Supreme Court, yes. Look, there's either two things that happened here. Tell me what you guys think about this. And I'm going to give you guys a second to think about it, because I need to get up and get a drink and stretch my legs in just 1 second here. But here's how I'm looking at it. There's either two things that happen. What's happening, Rudy Finney? How you doing, man? Can't go to the movies, but you can pick your seat. How you doing, man? I appreciate you always, dude. Another good old Michigan boy here. Now, look. Maybe there's a third option. I'm going to give you guys a minute to opine in the chat. Either this happened right now. Either there's more people that want us to become a communist country. Okay? Socialism, communism, Marxism, it's all the same thing in the end. It all comes down to this. This is what it really is. See this here? Either there's literally more people than that, and they voted the will of the people, and it is what it is. Nothing to see here. There was some very, very slight software glitches in the middle of the night at 4 a.m. All the military vote, by the way, in a couple of the states is coming back 100% Biden. Not one single serviceman in some of these states they're already reporting voted for anybody other than. Okay, nothing to see here. It's all legit. Just ask Lois Lerner and Clinton. Emails get lost, laptops. Okay. Either that's the case. Nothing to see here. There's just more people that live in this country that want to be under a communist dictatorship. That's choice A. And we're getting what the country wants. Or B, if there's not, if there's more patriots, if there's more people that want our country back, that can remember back to a long, long time ago, 8 months ago, when we still had something resembling a republic. If there's more of those people, if there's more true red-blooded patriotic Americans than there are these other kind, then why are they getting by with it? And why are we letting them? And why is nobody stopping them? I'll let you guys think about that. And I'll be back in 5 minutes. And we will definitely switch to much, much, much more pleasant topics such as, I don't know, ammo shortages and tax stamps and, just stuff like that. So I'll be right back, guys. Just give me a second. You know times are tough, guys. You know times are tough when you just drank the rest of your iced tea and you went to grab another one. You're all out. So who's going to come over here and make some tea for me? Tap Rack and Roll, are you still there? You have a nice kitchen. I saw your survival items video. Looks like a nice clean kitchen. Will you make me some tea? Come on, darling. Will you make me a pitcher of tea? And just bring it over here. I'll be done streaming in about 45 minutes. I think you can make the drive. She's only like 4,000 miles away, guys. But no, I'm seriously trying to think of something positive to talk about. Zach the Ripper said, welcome back. Thank you. See, there we go. We can start off on a positive note. He said, welcome back. The first positive thing I've heard all week. No, I get it, guys. And I just realized the whole topic of this stream's been doom and gloom, but I'm trying to use it as an encouragement. Like, okay, let me give you guys an example. If I just burst into your bedroom tonight, just hypothetically, I don't want to, I'm not gonna, but if I just burst in your bedroom through the door, right? Like a thief in the night, like the election at 4 a.m. You guys get the point. And I just shook you awake. You're like, oh, what the heck? I'm awake. You broke my sleep. I'm going to be tired for work tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, I just wanted to wake you up. Why? Haha, sucker, just so you're tired today at work. And I left. Like, what a jerk thing to do. But what if I was hanging out next door and I saw smoke and flames billowing out of the spare bedroom, but you were sleeping, so I snuck in your window to wake you up to say, like, hurry up, climb out this window. You didn't notice, but I was up late at night without a shirt on doing videos about them stealing the Georgia election, and I saw your house was on fire. Well, then, as negative as it seemed at the moment, maybe you'd thank me later for waking you up. So it's not that I'm trying to add negativity on, guys. Please believe me in this. I realized for the first hour and a half of this stream, I've done nothing but reinforce to you how negative things are. And I realize that's the reality, but there's a lot of positive things in life still to look forward to. And we'll continue to talk about those things as time goes on, but I think we still needed to vent just a little bit more tonight about some of this. I'll put this into perspective, okay? Tap Rack and Roll. She didn't give me a clear answer. Oh, no, she did. She is going to come over. And thank you, darling. I appreciate it. She's a good one. So this is a true story, and this friend is watching right now. My friend sent me a text message when they saw the fix was getting in, and she typed in, I was reading her message. I'm like, oh, and this is a positive person. This is one of those friends I have that when they send me a message, it's usually like smiley face emojis and hearts, and they're having a good day. And this person just generally loves life, this friend of mine, and they know who they are. They're watching. And I look down and I'm like, okay, she's going to lift my spirits up today. Where's Hunter? She's going to tell me where Hunter's at. So I look. And she says, I feel like my boyfriend just broke up with me. And I'm like, thought she was single. And then I read down the next message. It says, the way they're taking the election away from our president. Is she the only one that feels that way right now? Well, I know she's not the only one, because then I was working, picked up the phone. My wife answered, hey, darling, how you doing? She just kind of goes, eh. Now, she's a very chipper, cheerful person, too. This woman walks around smiling on her face constantly. That's why I married her. One of the most, fun, laughable people. She's the one that, like, if the party was going to be boring, it's not, because she brings her, it used to be CD player, now it's MP3 player, and she has the music, and she'll turn a boring party into, like, a real party. Like, she's that type of person. Very energetic, smiling. I said, maybe you didn't hear me. How are you doing tonight, honey? She goes, ugh. And I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, I'm just so depressed and in such a bad mood. I don't even want to talk like at all. So me being the sensitive type, I can't help it. I'm like, did I do something wrong I'm not aware of? She goes, no, it's not you. Look at this election. Like, this is literally insane. I'm like, do you want to talk about it? She's like, I don't want to talk at all. So I'm like, is baby girl there? And then the 8-year-old gets on the phone. Hi, daddy. I'm like, oh, hey, honey, how you doing? I'm like, well, at least the 8-year-old's positive, right? Like, come on. And then, like, the next thing she says is she's like, did Joe Biden really win? And I'm like, oh, no, he didn't win, honey. But what if he does? And I'm like, oh gosh. Oh. So I'm aware just by different people I've talked to and the different comments that I'm getting that everybody's not real happy right now. But we do have some encouragement. And I see people from a practical matter. Now, I'm aware of the fact that that he's a veteran, you know, and part of this might be to do with he's a veteran, but at the same time, I think this applies to everybody. I thought I saw A-dubs in here saying, and I'm trying to find your comment, man, because I don't want to totally misquote you, but he basically said, is anyone else double checking their web gear? Like making sure the straps are all fastened, like the logistics, the meat and potatoes of this. Are the straps fastened? Do you have a buckle that broke? Are your mags loaded? I don't think that's bad advice. He wants to be ready for whatever could possibly happen. So I don't know. See, you guys think I'm dead. I wasn't dead. I wasn't dead, Matt the man. I go out and I take a little break just to get a drink and walk around for a second. Look, I do landscaping for a living, guys. I'm not like a real sedentary person. If I have to sit in one spot, now, when I'm on the zero turn, do it because I don't only mow grass, but that's part of what I do. When I'm going 12 miles an hour bouncing out of the seat, that still counts as. But I can't stand to sit still for too long, so I usually like to stretch my legs. So don't worry, I'm not dead, guys. But yeah, A-Dubs in here was offering us encouragement. He's checking his gear. That makes sense to me. Does anyone have an argument against that? Sarah, tap, rack, and roll. She has a very sharp machete that she's has for any of her anti-gun friends that may come in, you know. Biden's getting ready to address the nation now. Well, you guys don't need to watch his speech because I already saw a sneak preview and it's going to go something like this. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jill Biden and I'm Jill Biden's husband. Darling, this is my wife. This is my daughter. This is my wife. This is my daughter. I'm hereby, you know, all people are endowed by their, you know, the thing. Where am I? Where's Hunter? There you go. I saw a sneak preview. I just recreated the whole speech. Joe Biden has spoken to the United States of America. To the United States of the flu, formerly known as the United States of America. So there you go. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Tractor Tech. You just saw the whole speech. I'm Joe Biden and I'm going to beat Joe Biden. He's going to say, I'm Joe Biden. Why don't you give me a look? And if you don't like what you see, vote for somebody else. Michelle. I'm pleased to announce to you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to announce the fix is in. We've rigged all the votes. What's that, honey? I'm going to beat George. You know George. You know the thing. Who? Where do I go? What way do I go? Yeah. A lamp would be brighter. 2A EDU. Couldn't afford the electric bill. All the bills are out. All the lights are out. But the studio's still brighter. I have to say, Texas Outlaw, Michael Science, you have a fan of Michigan. Now, I sent you a quick text. Now, there's a friend of mine. We were just texting back and forth. And he wanted me to tell you yet again today. He said, I want you to let the Texas Outlaw know that he has a fan in Michigan. He's been back watching your videos. Now, look, guys, I have to say this. And he wants me to say this. This is a family-friendly channel, the 2A EDU channel. I choose to do that. Michael Science, his videos are not necessarily family-friendly. If you don't like your kids to hear cussing, make sure your kids are out of the room, okay? But he had a couple recent videos literally telling you how it is in his opinion, and I give him a lot of respect. You don't have to agree with anything he says. You can agree with everything he says, but anyways, my friend said, just wanted to remind you, when he saw the bulldozer, icon that you had? He's like, oh crap, he knows. And I can't even remember the guy's name. He was just talking about it. The guy with the bulldozer. Anyways, I just had to tell you that, Michael. My friend wants you to know that you're welcome at his dinner table at any time, and that you have a following up here in Michigan. Of course, I've been following you for a long time. You know that. People want to know if he's going to. Is that what he's doing? Is he declaring victory tonight? There's no way. He's not doing exactly what he accused that Trump would do, is he? Is he going to declare victory before it's over? I couldn't imagine that. I would need to sniff too. I'd like to sniff just to make it as a joke. I can't even do it. I've got an 8-year-old daughter. Just the sight of him doing that appalls me so much that if I said what I'd like to do, Susan would have her way with this channel in 10 seconds. So I'll just keep my mouth shut on that one. Oh, Linda says she flipped it on for a second. He's talking about how he's going to bring the country together right after AOC made threats. AOC did too. She's threatening to put us all on this list, this Trump supporters registry list. This is no joke. Remember when I talked about those guys with the Waffenamps? The Waffenamp proof marks on their Mauser? 98 rifles. Halt. Who goes there? They kept lists and registries of people too. They said, show me your papers. And then that wasn't enough. And they said, show me your tattoo. Do you guys remember that? Now, I can't even tell you who those people were. Let's just say it was the Reich that was supposed to last 1,000 years. Because if you even say who they are, Susan will be sure you don't get a view in a week. And I've actually experimented with it before to prove it. Eddie says, breaking, the software used in 30 states in the election is called Dominion. Is that really what it's called, dude? Of course it's called Dominion. Why, dude, I'm not even... Of course, Eddie, it's called Dominion. Why would it be called anything other? It is responsible for giving 6,000 Trump votes to Biden just in Michigan alone. And I thought I saw out of the corner of my eye, Eddie's talking about going to Lansing tomorrow. Just like my friend Rob was talking about from 2A Livingston. And I still don't have a time for that yet in Lansing. If somebody from Michigan is up on that a little more than me, see, that's what's tough. I get in these streams and like 30 breaking news things will happen just while it's going on right now. So I need to get with this election. Everything's been crazy this week. This not an election because the flu was predetermined to win it no matter what, right? I need to get a hold of Justin from Phoenix. Sounds like a ton of you guys from my last video would like to see us do a stream together. He did tell me that he wanted to do it. I just need to get a hold of him. So I'll try my best to get a hold of him this weekend. If not, I'll stop by his shop on Monday and see what's up. Don't want to commit him to anything or put words in his mouth, but I did read all of your comments loud and clear, and a lot of you guys are looking forward to that. And I think he can help give us a little insight on what the severity is of this ammo shortage and prospectively how long it could last. Not to be negative, but it's good to know, right? It's good to know. I can't believe it. After Trump was able to attain peace in the Middle East without a drop of blood. That used to be enough. That used to be like, do you know how long we've been fighting for peace? As big of an oxymoron as that is, because it is, but fighting and killing for peace in the Middle East. Trump has, what, 4 countries now signed on to peace in the Middle East without firing a shot? Apparently, the majority of Americans, or so they lead us to believe, don't want peace in the Middle East. Don't want under $2 a gallon. Gas is $1.99 right here where I'm at right now. Rick Naper, yes. And this is where we can start getting a little more positive with this topic. He says the Trump campaign wants the people to stand up and speak out as they are working on things and need our support. And I'm trying to speak out right now. I'm trying the best I can. Boy, my account's going to be shadow banned all week now. Trust me. Trust me. Again, for you guys that weren't here when I first started, I do need you guys' help with this channel. Seriously, big tech is in. Like, part of the fix is to silence channels like mine. Tell your friends about the videos. Share them on your other social media. That's completely free. I'm definitely planning on doing more videos on stuff coming up. My Amazon link, for example, it literally costs you nothing. And I am asking you guys for help, but I'm not e-begging. That's not it. You don't have to send me money, but you can help a little bit, right? If you could, I'd appreciate it. Because I'm just watching it and it's like, I spend like tons of time doing a video. I did a video showing you guys how ammo was made. It took a whole day of my life to do it. And then the next day I came back and edited it. Couple thousand views. A video on ammo a month before that would get like 35,000 views until they would demonetize and shadow ban it. It's just like literally everything I'm doing right now, it's getting like 10% of what it did before. And it's not just me. Tons and tons and tons of channels that talk about patriot stuff. It's called shadow banning. It's called demonetizing. Again, when they demonetize, it's not about the money. You'll watch your views. They just literally so CP Dad said the security has been upgraded for Biden. His home is in a no-fly zone. They're going to call him the president soon. CNN said that Biden is winning after almost all the votes counted. Bad news. If that's the case, if that's what you're hearing reported, then yeah. Texas Outlaw, I did put my stuff on Odyssey. I'm following you over there, and I think I might have a whopping 10 subs on Odyssey. Are you guys familiar with Odyssey? Let me know here in the chat. I can start sharing. I should start sharing the link to my Odyssey. I do have an Odyssey channel. It has everything on it that YouTube does. And Michael Science, thank you, sir. You doing that video talking about Odyssey, I'd never heard of it till you did that video. I went out there, checked it out, and I do have a channel, and I am sub to your channel. Warthog, there's 500 million guns standing in the way of their ultimate plan. Yes, sir. And when the Japanese were considering attacking us on our mainland, they said we can't do that because if we invade the mainland of America, we will find a gun behind every blade of grass. And that's what they said, and they were right. So there you go. CNN is part of the problem. What's happening, Kathleen Music Lover? How are you? Paul with a super chat. Thank you. He said, just keep going, brother. Keep on going. I'm going to keep on going. I am. And I'm really looking forward to just doing some firearms reviews too. But when, look, they basically said they were going to do it. They literally said they were going to do it. All the big tech said, if you say certain things, we're going to do this to you. We're going to do that to you. And they've been doing it. Contrary to what people believe, this is no longer clandestine backroom meetings anymore. Maybe like it used to be long ago. No, now they literally brazenly say, like the PA Attorney General, when every vote is counted, now he just said vote. He didn't say legitimate vote or honest vote or real vote. No, when every vote is counted, Biden will win the state of Pennsylvania. They just tell you now what they're doing. All of them did. They got right in front of the Senate. You had the head of YouTube, or not YouTube, Google, which Google is obviously ahead of YouTube, right? You had Google, you had Facebook, you had Twitter. They basically sat there and laughed at the United States Senate, laughed in their faces and was like, psh. Do you guys remember seeing Jack Dorsey on there? He just sat there and be like, yeah, Senator. Senator, psh, go run along and play, Senator. I'm the CEO of Twitter. Pack me my lunch, Senator. Senator, I have some bags that need carried to my penthouse suite hotel room. That's literally how I saw it, guys. So when they say the fix is in, it's in big time. Jane Locke, how you doing, Jane? You hanging in there? CNN is full of it. No one's calling the election for Biden. CNN, the fake news, the very fake news. Guys, I was at these rallies in Michigan. I filmed it out there in the freezing rain. It was 37 degrees. The line for Trump was miles and miles long. You're telling me that when 138,000 votes came in the heat of the night, 4 a.m., 4 a.m., not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. But the Democrats were stirring. Radio flyer wagon, cooler in hand. 138,000 votes to 0. Not one of those people. Now, look, the line. I filmed the line. Never lost any subs in my life compared to that. Lost subs by the hundreds by the time it was said and done for filming that line. All my butthurt viewers. Hopefully they're gone now and we can just move on with cool people here, by the way. I showed the line. It's wrapped all the way down and I was walking along next to it. I was walking along. It went this way for a mile. Then it curved around another 2 miles. 37 degrees. Cold. Rainy. Windy. Then the line went over to the left a couple more miles. Trump got off the plane, looked at all of us. Looked like a rock concert. Now, we were the people that were outside of the airport hangar, the tarmac. They couldn't get in. And there was 30,000 people that got in. Now, out of all those people that were there at that cold, rainy rally in Lansing, not to mention the Waterford one, the Traverse City one, right? The Grand Rapids. Not one of those people. They were so let me get this straight. And this is where there's hope, guys. I'm actually not being negative. I'm giving you hope. Hopefully they can find something out here. Trump's saying he still needs us to support him. CNN is fake news. These are all true. Here's where the encouragement comes into play. They're meaning to tell me that there was tens of thousands of people standing in the cold rain for hours. Some people had to sleep there to get in line. This is how these Trump rallies work. They waited in line for 4 to 8 hours in the 37 degrees to support Trump, but none of them voted for him at all. Not even one of those people was from Wayne County. Give me a break. Give me a break. And just to show that I'm not being a strict partisan, not one of them voted for Kanye or Donald Duck or Joe Jorgensen. 138,000 completely legitimate and honest votes to 0. It came in the middle of the night. I think there's still some hope, guys. I think there's still some hope. The reptile guys, thanks again, man. I need to buy you like an anole or a lizard or something, dude. I really appreciate your help, man. I feel guilty when some of you guys give me continual super chats because I'm not e-begging. I'm really, truly saying, yes, your super chats help. The Patreon helps a ton. It lets me get more stuff, and I look forward to doing. But for this channel to keep going at all, I just need you guys to help share and tell your friends because it's bad right now what they're doing. And then I have people turning on me within the audience because I put on a Trump hat. I'm just wearing this one because I like it right now. But just to show you guys, screw it. I don't care. Look, those people already unsubbed. If not, they'll unsub again. Then they'll come back. In the end, they come back. I don't care. Here's my Trump hat. All right. He says, he says, I do want to say you've been doing an amazing job and you have brought an amazing group together where we can share our opinions and our love for this country. Thank you, man. And the whole thing of like, look, I appreciate you telling me I'm doing a good job, but the thing that makes me the happiest is this group that we have here. And I hope you guys are offering each other encouragement right now. So somebody's calling me while I'm in the middle of a stream. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. No, I appreciate it, man. Candace says I love the hat. Yeah, I'm kind of a hat person. I have quite a few hats I wear. I'm just not wearing this I'm wearing this one right now just because I want to show some support. Anytime I wear this hat, though, you guys would be surprised. I get hate in the comments just for putting this on. It's amazing out there. I think a lot of them are just Russian bots, though. 762 by 39, Maverick Man saying vanished. I know. I'm trying to think of something encouraging to talk about. Like, get your ammo stocked up, guys. But then I realized that's a depressing topic because it's hard to find ammo. But I will tell you guys some videos that I have planned, okay? So many people are buying so much ammo. How do you store it? Now, some of you guys are like, dude, I know more about storing ammo than you do. All right, let me turn off my phone, guys. Hold on a second. All right. Somebody that's watching the stream right now has called me 3 times, so. Okay, storing ammo. I'm going to show you guys a sneak preview of a video I'm going to do. So this is a round of 7.62 by 39, right? It looks good. Steel case. The only thing I like to shoot out of my con block stuff. And it's in great condition, and I've actually had this round for years. Now, this round fell off the table, and I found it like behind a desk on a concrete floor in a climate-controlled building, mind you, but on the concrete. And look at this. Can you guys see that? The case is so badly rusted. I don't know. I might still shoot it, but it's probably determined not even safe to shoot at this point. It's rusted so bad. So I definitely have some tricks that I've used over the years, just tried and true little things to store my ammo. That's very important. So that's a video I'm going to do very soon. I also have a couple more little, believe it or not, Taurus G2C and G3C things. Just some questions I keep getting over and over again. And I'm like, man, I thought that was obvious. But I'm realizing there's a lot of new gun owners out there. And these aren't dumb questions. They're just new to the game and they've not experienced it. So there's a couple little like nuance, like little small tips and tricks videos I'm looking forward to doing. If you guys remember my Stoeger STR9, it's a great gun. I actually have the compact. I want to get that out to the range to check that out. I've had that for quite a while. I think that'll be pretty cool. Definitely want to get Justin from Phoenix on here to talk about the ammo situation. I did see, though, that he did put out some 9mm very briefly the other day. Again, and it sold in like 5 seconds. I'll try to see if I can help you guys out and find out when he's going to be doing his next batch. But that should be quite a bit of fun. Tony Gillette, thank you. I appreciate it. He says, I wear my Trump 2020. Lock that offer again. You know, like I said, it's crazy. Don't let these people get you down. I know all about it. These are people supposedly, they come in and they're like, been a viewer of your channel for the last year. I loved you, man, but now I hate you because you're wearing a Trump 2020 hat. So it goes from love you to hate you just for wearing a hat. That's the way things are right now. I get it. Does it look like I'm worried about it? No, but it's true. Guero M, how you doing, man? How are you? How's your family doing? I hope good. Let me scroll up here. I thought I saw. I'm trying to find it so I can pin it up here. There we go. Tap, rock, and roll with the super chat. Thank you. She says positive. She says they sold a Democrat dream of a blue wave, which they did not get. Now they know that literally half the country passionately opposes their agenda. And that is actually a positive note because, like I said earlier, supposedly they're going to say, and when I say they, if you don't know who they are, then look them up, okay? They, the people, the man, they're going to try to say Biden won. CNN's going to try to say it. I don't see that yet. I don't see that they can honestly call it, but they will. I get that. They're going to try to do that. But they did not get their blue wave that they talked about, and they actually lost seats in the House. And that is something to actually look forward to and to be optimistic about. Now, Pelosi's still the Speaker of the House, and that's not a good thing, right? But what Sarah's saying right there, yes, that is something that I would be optimistic about for sure. And they know that half of the country passionately opposes their agenda, which is another good thing. I think the AOC +3, as they call them, side of things, I think that they're going to start getting it a little bit. If not, we need to make sure they understand it, right? Corey Mount, thank you. I appreciate it. I just like this group here I'm looking at. I really do. This group of people, good-looking people in here. This is what I like right now. Kelly Hatcher, thank you. 70 million Americans like that hat. Isn't that crazy? Trump got more votes in 2020. Now, the flu won, like I said, but Trump got more votes in 2020 than Obama did, right? Pretty sure. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm pretty sure that's a stat. Gary Wisner says, I don't super chat because I don't trust Google with my card. I hear you there. I mean, Google's not hacked me yet, but I hear you. I get it. He says, and YouTube takes a cut, so I just upped my Patreon. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I wasn't asking you to do that. I was just asking you guys to try to keep the channel alive, but I do definitely appreciate it. And I'm going to show more stuff. I know, like in the last week, I've just done some political videos. That's because, quite frankly, that's all that's been on my mind. But I have some really cool stuff that I've bought just in the last month with the little crumbs that Susan gives me, the generous donations from you guys, Patreon, Super Chats. I have some stuff right over there that, unfortunately, I can't quite touch much of it because of the rules, but somebody said, is he rich? When you looked at the thumbnail, is he rich? $10 billion. Yeah, that's a billion with a B. $10 billion. And this is not play money or monopoly money. This is legit, or was. Now this currency's gone totally defunct, but this was legit for the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. This was legal tender in Zimbabwe because their economy got so bad and their country went to heck in a handbasket so bad that they had such rapid hyperinflation where they just kept printing more and more and more money. Which is a lot of times what Democrats tend to do. Now, I know we went into debt just as much under the Trump administration. I get that. But look, we have the flu going right now, too. Of China, from China, by China, right? Here's the essence of this. This is why I put this up there. Just a stark reminder. Now, was Zimbabwe ever as great of a country economically or anything like that as America? No, but it got so bad there for a time period. And there were $1 trillion bills. I just bought this because it was really cheap. This one even has like a watermark. Some of these, like the $1 trillion bills, are actually collectible. I'm not really into collecting, so I just bought this for like $2 on eBay just to have it. To remind you that by the time this bill was circulated, this $10 billion, depending, if you bought the cheap bread, could buy you like a loaf of bread. It got to the point where they were issuing $10 billion notes, $1 million notes, billion, even up to $1 trillion notes, because indeed, $1 billion would just be like having a couple loose coins, and it would probably take close to $10 billion at that point in time to buy a loaf of bread. So, yeah. Now, look, I'm not trying to say that's going to happen in the United States right now. Hopefully never, right? Of course not. But I do remember how much gas costs in the past. I do remember gas being $5-6 a gallon, and it's only $2 a gallon now. That's a real big deal. Okay. And then I remember a time when you could buy 9mm. The time a long, long time ago in a place very, very, very far away. When you guys can find the proof of it on this channel, and this was a long time ago, so long ago they barely kept records, but 2A EDU etched it in stone. This was before the quill and the parchment paper, when we were only writing on stone tablets in March of 2020. I showed this on the channel. I remember when this was $8.50 a box. And now if you can get it for $1 a round, from what viewers are telling me, you're doing good. And it's projected it could be $2 a round coming up here very soon. And in some places, I'm already hearing viewers telling me they are now spending $100 a box for 9mm FMJ. Now, is that the prevailing price? No. Okay, I'm not trying to scare anybody. But people are starting to tell me this right now. So if you look, $8.50 a box in March of 2020, fast forward, and now people are paying on average of $1 a round. Let's say 40, 50 bucks for one of these. Does that sound about right? Now, look, that was a stupid way to ask the question. Of course, it doesn't sound right. It sounds completely insane. But this is what people are telling me they're spending. People that didn't already have it. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to chime in. I can already hear it happening right now. You're going to say, I walked into my local sporting goods store and found a box for 15. Yes, I get that. But people that need it right now, just bought their first gun and have to get it today, they're going on these websites spending 50 bucks. So when you start to put some things like that into perspective, we're not here yet. Hopefully we never will be. I just want to show you this $10 billion bill that could barely buy a loaf of bread at the height of this. And just start to put it in perspective a little bit. Like if we're here right now, okay, and we were here off camera this spring, and here's the $10 billion bill, like we don't even want to get any closer to that, do we? And I don't think, Denny that left me the chat earlier that said him, and I think he said 15 million or 18 million people in the industry will be out of a job. $6 a gallon gas, $1, $2 around for 9 mil. It's getting a little bit closer. It's not where I want to be. Tony Gillette, thanks again, man. Rudy Finney is my cousin, and you have seen the picture of my red Trump Jeep. Awesome, dude. So you're another Michigander, I assume? Heck yeah, dude. That's cool. You must be a good guy. I like Rudy if you're, well, you didn't say you're friends. You said you're cousins. No, you guys are friends and cousins, aren't you? Thank you, Rockford, for the encouragement. I appreciate it, dude. I really do. Thank you. I'm just kind of seeing you in here just now, Rockford. Did you come in a little bit earlier, maybe? I did just see a super chat from you. And 2A EDU we trust. Thank you. No, somebody did. I appreciate it, man. I've just started to see you join us just a few minutes ago, Rockford, to be honest with you. Maybe Susan had you. Somebody said this right away, actually. They noticed. I was reading the chat earlier. They said, it doesn't say in God we trust on here. No, it doesn't, actually. It doesn't. Okay? You know what else I noticed? When they were doing the Democrat conventions, and when it says one nation under God, they were taking God out of that too. So yeah, they have taken God off the currency and out of a lot of countries, many countries. And I'm seeing them taking him out of this country quite a bit too. They are. The Pants says, Joe Biden hasn't fracked in 30 years. What's up, Don Honecker? He says, how long do you think this ballot counting will go on? A while. I don't think we will know for sure who the president is, like the official, till December. Just to be honest with you, we've got another month or more. First, second week of December. Something like that. There's all kinds of people. CP Dad's talking about how the banks are trying to destroy Trump if he loses, or in their opinion, once he loses is how they're going to word it. I've not seen that, but it wouldn't surprise me. JB and Water too. Thank you for reminding the people. That's a little thing you guys can do is the thumbs ups. Those are totally free and they're very low effort. Look, I think a lot of times what happens is if you're on your phone, you can't see it. So if you got on your phone where there's the chat, just hit an arrow down for the chat. You'll see where you can give me a thumbs up, and then you just click that arrow and it'll open the chat right back up again. So a lot of people watch on their phones, and I think that's why sometimes it appears everyone's being so stingy with the thumbs ups. It's probably just more like the way the phone app works. It kind of hides them. You guys know what I'm saying? So thank you for reminding us, JB and Water. I appreciate it, man. Well, I've been on for about 2 hours tonight, and I've had a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. And one more time, I know a lot of what I talked about kind of came off as being negative, but I just wanted to kind of vent with you guys and let you guys know stuff that I see. Maybe we can use some of this as some encouragement and some planning to go forward, right? go forward with keeping our country and our republic. I've seen a lot of good words of encouragement in here where people are talking about, and it does suck to be a new gun owner, outcast. Now, I'm not going to condemn you and say sucks to be you because you're new. I'll never say that. I'll try to help you as much as I can. But yes, it does suck to be a new gun owner just on the logistics things, and I wish you well. Better late than never. So just do what you can, okay? I'll just offer you the best encouragement I can, even though it's hard to give anyone concrete answers, because when I do see a little morsel of ammo come in stock, it's gone before I can even finish typing out the post. But I am seeing some encouraging things in the chat. People saying, just remember, there's 70 million people that do support the president and do support you wearing this hat. And then people, what really put a smile on my face is people saying, but look at this good group of people that we have here, just in this chat alone, that we hang out with every week. And I'm under the impression some of you guys just hang out in other places too, which is also awesome and nice. So let's stay together. Let's get together. If you're new, meet some friends in the chat here and maybe find some local people. I think local groups are real good to have right now. I think it's good just to have an overall community of support. Because like I said earlier, either A, there's more people that want this country to go the way of communism and want this to be a dark winter. Google the dark winter exercise. Johns Hopkins University. Joint base, Andrews joint base. Look it all up. Look up what Biden meant when he said this will be a dark winter. Some people probably do want that. There's either more people that want that in this country, or there's less people that are willing to actually stand up and say, no, we don't want that. So looks like there's going to be a rally in Lansing, Michigan tomorrow. In your state, there's probably a rally happening now or very soon. I encourage you guys to look that up too. I don't know the details. I just know all this stuff's breaking even while I'm on the stream tonight. This is just my opinion. I don't care what CNN says. They can declare the winner all they want. I'm not going to pay attention to them because they lie about everything else they say. Why would I believe them now? So, in conclusion, has Biden won? No. Has Trump won right now? Logistically, probably. If we could somehow just see an all-encompassing view of all this, probably. But just to be fair, technically, no, Trump has not won either. Will Biden win? Well, a lot of people are going to say he is. A lot of people are already saying he is. Are you going to believe them? That's up to you. I don't believe anything yet. In fact, I see so much of the contrary. I'm going to have to see a lot more before I believe it. We still have the courts. Courts of claims, courts of appeals on the state level, federal level, circuit court of appeals, up to and including the Supreme Court of the United States, with newly confirmed Justice Amy Coney Barrett. Trump appointed and confirmed justices Brett Kavanaugh, Neil Gorsuch. Generally constitutionalist conservative Alito and Thomas. And then you've got Roberts and the rest of the liberal judges. We'll see what happens. People talked about how huge that Supreme Court nomination would be and confirmation by the Senate for Amy Coney Barrett. And yes, it's huge. It's going to be huge like right now. Probably behind the scenes that we're just not aware of yet. It's already huge. No doubt. The Supreme Court of the United States is looking at much of this as we speak and will probably be publicly weighing in on this in the next days, weeks, or I would say more like a month from now, before this is finally adjudicated, deliberated. In the meantime, I don't like this saying normally, but let's use it against them. If you don't know who they are or them are, look it up. Ask them. They'll tell you who they are themselves. If you see something, say something. What do you mean by that? No, don't rat on your fellow patriot for not wearing a mask. I hate if you see something, say something. I hate it. But let's use it right now. If you see somebody coming in the dead of the night, like a thief in the night, with ballots, with coolers, with wagons, unmarked vans. If you see a white van with no license plate in front of your local polling station, Take pictures of it, videos about it. Let people from the Trump, campaign team know about it. I know you're not going to be able to talk to Trump or Trump Jr., Eric Trump, but you'll be able to find someone in your hometown, your local county Republican chair. If you see something, say something when it applies to this vote. You guys know what I'm saying. Let's use their little jackbooted saying against them. But the main thing is a lot of people know there's 70 million of us. 70 million. Just because they've been warning us for the last 6, 7, 8 months that they were going to lie to us, we still don't believe them, because a lie told 100 times is just 100 times worse lie. So don't give up hope. You're not alone. Try to stay positive. Sometimes you do have to cry and get that out of your system before you can start smiling again. I get that. If that's what you guys need to do, and you need to do that right now or for a couple more days, go for it. It's fine. I ain't going to fault you. Do what you got to do. But you're going to have to pull up your bootstraps. And I think there's plenty of things to be encouraged about. And I definitely think it's encouraging that there's still 70 million people that are saying this ain't quite right. And we're looking into it, right? So I think that should offer some encouragement. Just to conclude here, I just got another super chat from the Reptile guys. Thank you again, sir. He says, a part of me wants to see a Joe Biden president just to see those just to see those liberals can see what they asked for. Oh, just so these liberals can see what they asked for and they can deal with the repercussions. I know what you're saying, man. I know what you're saying. It is funny. I don't want to see it because I don't want to have to sit there and lose everything I've worked hard for in the next 4 years and then have to start over again and rebuild it all up. But I guess that's just what we do, right? But I know you're joking. Let them see what they asked for. That's the old saying, right? Be careful of what you wish for because you just might get it. And then when you get it, you're going to have to deal with it. But I don't think we have time for that right now. I really don't. Yeah, tap, rock, and roll. We are all in this together, America. I agree. The ones that still consider themselves Americans, yes, ma'am. I totally agree. Unfortunately, all the people who voted this year don't necessarily consider themselves Americans. Some people align themselves with other countries and other facets. Some of them were great Americans, and I mean this with all due respect. He was a great American from the year 1901 when he was born. And he lived a very well productive life. Voted Republican all the way up until he died at the age of 80 in 1981. But then he arose from the dead to cast. The first time that he went Democrat, he cast his vote for Joe Biden for president. Hey, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm seeing a lot of evidence right now. They crashed the website. So many people looking it up. His wife, she was great too. Married a great man. She outlived him a little bit. Women live longer. She voted Republican from 1901 when she was born. Can you believe it? She lived to be 93 years old and died in 1994 in the last century. She voted against Clinton, even though he won. She voted against him. She voted for Biden too the other night, along with 137,998 people, because not one person, alive or dead, voted for Trump or anybody else. So you're right, Taprack. We do have to all be together because it's going to take all of us together to even have a chance. And I still do think we have a chance. America the Free with the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Says hashtag WWG1 WGA. So I don't have all the hashtags memorized, but I'm sure a lot of you guys know much more about it than I do. But I appreciate it. And I'm looking over at the avatar, and that looks like a nice little herd you've got going there. It's pretty small on my end, but that looks good. Addie has some more details for us. Thank you. Says Lansing, Michigan, 12 noon. We are going tomorrow. All 50 states are rallying at all 50 state capitals. Thank you for letting me know that. So there you guys go. Check your state's details. You guys probably know where your capitals are better than I would. I know where the one in Lansing's at. It's at 100 North Capitol Avenue, Lansing, Michigan. He's put the address right there for you. Put it in your GPS. There's a parking structure that's like right there that'll cost you like $10, and then you can just park on the street and get a parking ticket, and that costs $15. And there's other methods too. So there you go. So good luck. Everybody be safe at all of your capitals. I encourage you to do it. You'll meet lots of good people at your capital. You know, these are peaceful get-togethers, hangouts. You can call it protest if you need to. In Michigan, we're going to have to call it a peaceful protest because the governor says you can't go to church. You can't go out on a boat unless you're her husband, but you can always protest. So we're going to have to call it a peaceful protest in a lot of these states. But yeah, I meet lots of good people. I'm just going to read a couple more chats right on my way out of here. And yeah, there we go. Michigan Watch. As soon as it costs me a day's wage for a loaf of bread, I'm done working. Well, hold on a minute. We're going to raise your wage, Michigan Watch, to $10 billion, and it will buy you one loaf of bread. So keep working there, boy. Keep working. The government needs you. Uncle Sam needs you to chip in, and we'll give you your bread rations. Week's worth of work, one loaf of bread, sir. All right. No, you guys are good tonight. I appreciate it. Yeah, when they die, they need to be removed from the voter registry, and I agree. I totally agree. Tim Shock, what's going on? EV3 Dale, what's happening? There he is. There's the outlaw. We cannot allow the left to win. It's that simple. If you think we will survive this, if we don't win, you're kidding yourself. I'm glad. I like the way you're blunt lately, man. I appreciate it. Howard Straight's in the house. I'm just saying bye to you guys. Just give me a minute. I know I've been on a long time. Cry me a river, but I like you guys. So just give me 2 minutes and I'll be getting off of here. We've got Randy Higgins. What's happening? Says, I'm an American and will be till I die. I did vote and I voted for the man in office and I will support him for the life of this country. Yeah. I'm talking about all the patriots that were born in. My wife would pull up a list. She was saying people that were born prior to 1902. Jeez, oh, Pete. Good night, Guerrero M. I hope you're okay. You probably answered me earlier, but seriously, man, I hope your family's all right, dude. Yeah. Jonah Tex Hex says sometimes a peaceful prayer protest, and you do have to throw protest on the end. The pants, mostly peaceful protests come out at night, mostly. Oh, yeah. The mostly Biden vote, mostly 138,000 to 0 vote with the peaceful protesters only comes out late at night. Oh, Jane Locke says the parking ticket cost her $65. Sorry, guys. Didn't want to give you ill advice. I've heard different numbers. I usually park in the parking structure because it's easy. It like touches the Capitol grounds kitty corner. I've been there a bunch of times. It's nice. Michigan Watch, it won't be finalized till January. Yes. And it has been a bad week. Yeah, I'm grateful for you guys too. Thanks, Taprack. I wanted to have a friend come on here tonight, but here was the fact of the matter. All my friends were too sad and depressed to come on here and join me, but maybe I can get a guest to come on next week and we'll come up with a cheerful topic. So let me know if you guys can think of a cheerful person and we'll have them on and try to cheer everybody up. But this week, just to be honest, all my normal people that I would have on here as a guest, they were all a little bit just not quite in the mood to come out tonight, which I totally get it. So that's where I come into play. Ooh, Ozark, are you serious? Facebook just banned another Stop the Steal page after they post actual videos of workers filling out ballots. Thank you, Jane. I appreciate it. We all do. Kelly Hatcher, thank you. Well, appreciate the veterans in here, but I just appreciate all the people in here. You guys are good. You guys keep your chin up. And one more thing I'm going to ask you guys, and I'm out of here. If there was anyone in the chat tonight, if there was, this is I'm not doing so good. And you guys have a way to reach out to them, please do. Maybe you're Facebook friends with them. Maybe you have their phone number. Maybe they live down the road. Who cares? But however you can get a hold of them. If somebody said they're not doing so good tonight, get a hold of them. Try to talk to them. I'm only one person. I want to talk to all of you guys, but sometimes I don't see everything that was typed. I just can't. There's more of you than me, you know. But if there was somebody in here who said, you know, I'm just not feeling very good, reach out to them. If you're a praying person, God knows who they are. Even if you're not a Christian and you just send good vibes, I'm sure the person will pick up on that. But reach out to all your friends. I know you guys, a lot of you guys know each other. I know we've got, you know, like Michigan Watch. He's keeping an eye out. He doesn't see any rioting, but he says he's going to look into it. So he's looking out here in Michigan. We've got, you know, Tony said him and Rudy are cousins, so they're going to have each other's back. I was going to say me and Tap Rack and Roll were tight. At one time, I really thought we were. Thought we were friends, Sarah. But I gave you a half hour to get here with my iced tea. You didn't make it, babe, so I don't know. But the rest of you can still be your friend. As long as you bring me iced tea, then you can be my friend. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Take care of yourselves. I'm going to just make a couple good old-fashioned gun videos, to be honest with you. That's what I'm in the mood to do. And probably talk about more of this, not in election 2020, on the Patriot EDU channel. So make sure you're subbed to that if you're not yet, because Susan will probably hide it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.